Please, for your own safety,
whatever happens,
please stay in the booth. What are you talking about?
Oh, everybody get down. No one follows us, or I kill myself and then her.
So yeah, this movie, Night and Day, just is in a world where there is no physics at all. I mean,
there's some.
Well,
just not lots. Night and day, right?
I'm just saying.
There's a planet Earth, right?
There is. I guess there's gravity. That's about it.
Yeah. Occasionally there's gravity.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, there's no gravity. I was about to say that's the one thing that this movie doesn't have because fucking Tom Cruise is flying all over the place. He's managing to stick to things that I'm like, wait a minute, how's he doing the scene from The Matrix and not dead yet?
Oh, you guys didn't realize he's a superhero.
Yeah. Well, weren't you waiting for there to be some sort of excuse in here, like this was all in The Matrix? Because there's no other explanation how this
there
could
is that
be
point
reality.
where I thought, they could totally go that way.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, let me change that. There is no physics except when convenient. I mean, it's like because in this movie, the reason why I say that is because Tom Cruise is just running around bumping into things, blowing up stuff, running into walls, and the whole time nothing happens to him. I mean, bullets just fly around him. Yeah. I think the reason why he doesn't get hit by any bullets is because this fool is just grinning through the whole everything he's just smiling. He got them big old bulletproof teeth.
Those goddamn teeth create like a force field around.
Exactly. He's just running. That's why he smiles so much. Them bullets be like, they pling, pling, pling.
Yeah.
Back when he did Lions for Lambs, or was it Lambs for Lions? I can't remember.
I think it was Teeth for Lions.
Yeah, I was making fun of his teeth. I was like, look at those big ass crazy veneers he got. He went overboard, like giant chiclets. But in this movie, they show a picture of him, a real picture of him when he was young, and when he was a Cub Scout. And he had those big ass teeth even back then.
Like
those are his real teeth.
Oh yeah, no,
that's he just named the guy Smiley.
Yeah.
That was Photoshop because we know there was no young Tom Cruise.
He was made from a pod.
Hey, man,
exactly.
He was dodging bullets because he has the protection of Xenu.
I think you know what? I think he is Xenu.
I was about to say, isn't he like the same age as Clint Eastwood by now?
That's what you watch this movie and it's like lots of extreme close-ups and him with his shirt off at every possible chance, and you're going, he's around 50. And he looks like he's younger than me. He looks like he's like maybe 30.
Oh, no, you know what, Tom Cruise? You don't ever want him to do this trend of adopting little black children from Africa because he's sacrificing their blood and drinking it to stay young.
Because the funny thing is that...
Excuse me, agency, time for another black child.
Well, he does have an adopted black child.
Not anymore. That kid is dead. He drank it.
I want to be fair here now. Adopted black children are delicious.
And the stars, you know what? They keep getting new ones. We think that they adopted them.
That's true. After a while, you don't see them no more.
They eating them, and they just say, give me another black child to look like the last one. Because everybody, they look the same.
Everyone knows that Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt have adopted like third world children, right? But do you know who they are? Do you really know that when you're seeing them that I know they didn't have an Asian? I don't know.
I'm going to let you talk real quick. I just got a quick question here. Name one black child that you've seen adopted by these white celebrities that has grown up. None has seen.
True.
We have not seen any of these kids since they got adopted and pulled in that house. And everybody talking about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson didn't eat children. Now we get in trouble.
Are you sure that Tom Cruise didn't adopt Webster? Because what happened to that guy? I mean, we always knew what was going on with Gary Coleman, but you never heard from Webster.
You know what? Webster is Tom Cruise.
But you know what? The sad thing about this movie is it's really sad. I felt bad for
Cameron
Diaz.
Why?
Fuck, she is looking older than Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And she's not as old as Tom Cruise. I know.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Well, I got to give it to her. She still wears a bathing suit well.
She does. Yeah. I had to give it to her on that, too. I was like, well, the face, she's kind of, if she hasn't quite hit the wall, but she's coming real close to it. But the body still looks good in the bathing suit.
How sad it is, though, that you're watching this film and it makes you like Tom Cruise's character because you feel like he's slumming being with Cameron Diaz.
Lee, I think you would agree with me. If we were all at a bar and she came up and said to any one of us, I'd fuck you tonight, any one of us would go with her.
I mean, even with those new collagen fish lips she's got, I'd still say yes. Let's go right now.
I'd go
let me pay my tab. You know what? Forget my tab. They can keep my card.
But then again, for me, a fish head can have a fine ass body, and I'll fuck that. So maybe I don't have any leg to stand or fin to stand on it.
I tell look, your grandson Leon, he's over there.
Now leave that girl alone, man. The reason why we keep talking about her, I mean, Cameron Diaz, is she in her 40s yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, come on. She's way in her 40s.
I think she's like at least
No,
30.
she's probably about 30.
She's in her late
Probably
30s.
30
She's in her
Late
40s.
30s.
Oh, well, I'll take back everything I said. I mean, I thought she was at least 40. I mean, Cameron Diaz still has that bubbly attitude, that personality.
Yeah.
And we keep thinking of her as that Charlie's Angels girls, where actually she's, she should be playing moms now and everything. So, which she has. So I
Yeah.
don't think she's fighting it.
Like last time I saw her was in The Box, where she had a fucked up leg and she was very frumpy wife in that thing.
Yeah, well, and then hell, how long ago was Being John Malkovich, where they had her totally
in that
frumped
fright
up.
wig.
Like
Yeah,
they-
she looked
Yeah,
real
fright
bad.
wig.
I know
yeah.
they pushed off a 5-story building and said, "Okay, you're hired." No, it's in this movie. I think it works because even though it's silly at sometimes, it's kind of bringing a good sense of screwball to the action genre. Because what you have here is Tom Cruise plays some sort of agent. Now we find out what organization he's with later, but early on we don't know what's going on with him. He's just grinning and running around shooting people and blowing up things and landing planes when he's killed everybody on the plane. And
He's a super spy.
yeah, he's a super agent of some
generic-
kind.
He's a 00 something.
Yeah, he's
He's a super duper 00 something.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
and very
The shit he was
much,
doing.
very much, he is supposed to be the American 007 here because
Yeah.
this film is a James Bond film from the viewpoint of the Bond girl.
But somehow Cameron Diaz gets mixed up in whatever's going on with him. This agency is after him, and we don't really know in the beginning if the agency is right when they say, "Don't believe this guy. He's crazy. He's delusional. He's going to do anything, lie to get out of trouble," or is he defending himself against this agency that's after him? Because all we know is that he needs some device to take it back to some guy. And that could be for any reason at all. It could be for his own benefit, or it could be to save the world.
It's a mystery.
It is. And
How can you keep yourselves from saying, "Spill Crew, go ahead and tell us what's the answer"? Give it 5 minutes, Corey will let you know.
oh, am I the new spoiler now?
You have been for a while. I mean, I've been not saying anything.
Yeah,
Spoiler, you have spoiled me.
I've been watching this.
You can only hang out with him so long before you become corrupted.
Wait, you're
Leon
spoiling
Biggs.
movies and somehow you're trying to make it back my fault again?
I think it must be an alien parasite or something. That's all I can think of. He's just moved on to Corey now.
Leon is my father. I've turned to the dark side. But no, what I think is funny because the whole time that they're put into this adventure where it like I said, there's a lot of death, there's a lot of destruction. Tom Cruise has this funny line to say for everything. He has this really affable personality where you like him no matter what destruction he's causing. And you can see at moments where you see him killing a lot of people and you're thinking like, well, this guy's just cold. But then you see him actually save somebody's life that he doesn't have to, which is very expendable. And I like him for pretty much the first half of the movie because that is where we get most of that charming personality.
Listen, there's no need to panic. I have contained the situation.
Situation?
Yeah, we've lost the pilots.
Where did they go?
I mean, they're dead.
The pilots are dead.
Shot.
By who?
Me. Actually, I shot the first pilot. He shot the second pilot. It's just one of those things.
Seriously? This is great.
Really, I'm relieved you are taking this so well.
Where are you going?
I'm just gonna go check on things and think about landing. Would you mind putting your seatbelt on for me? That'd be great.
It's the second half of the movie where not only he becomes a generic, as we said, super agent, but it also becomes a generic action film.
Well, it's what happens with these movies, you know. I mean, you can have so much fun, but then you have to like at some point go like, oh yeah, we got to have the plot kick back in. And if it's not a strong plot, it kind of falls apart. I mean, this is that kind of movie where a lot of things don't make sense. You're right. It's screwball. It's fantasy. And the only thing that can save a movie like this is having characters who have charm, who are affable,
And
which
having
Tom Cruise
good
does.
dialogue.
And good dialogue.
Yeah.
Like they can have just a few places that make you laugh, genuinely laugh, or some action sequence that kind of sneaks up on you, surprises you. It's what pushes it along. And yeah, for the first half or even 2/3, this movie does that.
I'm surprised by the level to which it did it to me, because it's implausible even past the A-Team, this film. I mean, way past the A-Team, I'd go so
I would
far.
say that they're probably on par with each other.
I wouldn't, because this movie is cavalier in the way that it goes past it. I mean, there's a sequence where there's like 20 guys shooting at him with machine guns, and Cameron Diaz is like, "What? You're not happy to see me?" And Tom Cruise turns around and casually walks past all the gunmen who are shooting at them to kiss her. I mean, just casually, gunshots going off everywhere.
That's
I'm
not-
like,
You know what,
I
though?
know they're being attacked by the stormtrooper school, but it's just like, okay, come on. There's just so much shit like this in here where the film throws it in your face, like, you know what? If you really are taking this seriously, you're an idiot. That it almost becomes kind of insulting on some level.
That's very true, and that's the one thing that really took me out of this movie. I mean, you guys obviously like it a lot more than I did, because as soon as that movie started, when you started hearing that fucking accordion start playing, like it came straight out of a Jean Reno film, like you know, everything was quirky, even during the gunfight scenes where you hear this fucking accordion start playing, like is fucking Weird Al stuck in this room somewhere? I'm sick of this shit.
That would have been
and
cool.
I don't want an accordion mixing with my goddamn action sequence. And I even for a second I was like, okay, Tom Cruise, he's the charming guy, but I got real sick of that real quick.
Really? See,
Really, I thought they should have done more with
Yeah.
him.
I thought that was part of what carried the film was Cruise, and I so rarely say that anymore.
Yeah,
But
we never
honestly,
say
this
that.
was like old school Cruise when
Yeah.
you were like, "Wow, he really is charming."
Well, that's
I like
yeah.
this guy. I want to see more
But
of
you know,
him
it's
being
the things
charming.
that he was doing, like his motivation, which I get. Yeah, okay, they're gonna turn it into some kind of romance between the two characters, which I was like, okay,
became very
Yeah,
unconvincing.
the romance
very
was just
quickly.
kind of thrown together.
Well, that's
And it was thrown together.
exactly what happened here. See, the reason why I would say that this is probably more acceptable on certain terms than the A-Team is because this is more of a comedy than the A-Team, even though the A-Team is a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon itself. But I mean, here what I liked about it is at the beginning, like I said, there was some chemistry going on. I mean, Tom Cruise. My favorite scene is in the restaurant where he tells everybody
Sure.
to get pie, and he's like talking to Cameron Diaz's ex-boyfriend, and that was like the peak of the movie for me, because that is where we get Tom Cruise as his most likable. Now, when they get into the spy thing where they both go overseas and it starts to get more into the romance, well then Tom Cruise, that personality just drops. I mean, he becomes like, hey, I'm just Mr. Cool now. You know,
Well,
I can do a
becomes
lot of things.
Less
but then,
interested in
well,
showing
Cameron
that charming
Diaz.
Cruise.
Well, hold on, Cameron Diaz. She just becomes a routine sidekick, and where before, like she did, as you say, co-host, these little quirky things that probably annoyed you at the beginning, because when they were on the plane and she's talking to herself in the mirror, I hate. First of all, that's a pet peeve of mine in movies where characters
Yes, I'm
go
glad
to a
you said that.
bathroom and they have a montage and just talking to themselves constantly for a long period. I hate that, but. After that, I got over it. I was like, I like her. But then she just becomes a sidekick, and she gets silly. It doesn't seem to give us truth serum. And, it becomes one of those things where let's just let this actor just go. Let them
becomes-
ad-lib or whatever they're going to do.
It becomes True Lies, where it's like, all right, I'm watching Jamie Lee Curtis now.
But you
like,
love True Lies.
I do love it, but you know what? I loved it when James Cameron did it, not when whoever the fuck did
And
it.
it does that sequence in particular where they take advantage of that old fucking gimmick for a character change, for a relationship change between the characters. It doesn't sell here.
No, not at
You're
all.
so hyper aware of that. That's how they're manipulating this to sell you on that there's going to be a bonding between them. When right before that they were like almost hating each other. You're like, come on, man.
And that's what.
Well, he never hated her.
Well, he didn't, because he's incapable of any emotion of any kind.
Oh, so
his
we-
character.
Just because they did that, that insulted me as an audience member. I was like, you know what, you're an idiot. You know, you're gonna take this mediocrity that I'm gonna give it to you, that I'm gonna dish out to you, because hey, I got Cameron Diaz and Tom Cruise doing it, and you're gonna fucking love it. And I'm gonna say, no, I'm not gonna love it.
His character.
I love the movie co-host saw Tom
Yeah.
Cruise stopped in the middle of it
Yeah.
and said, "Hey, co-host,
You
check this
suck."
out," and just started making out with Cameron Diaz. And co-host was just going.
But he's Roger Moore's James Bond.
Hey,
Who's Tom
and you-
Cruise's
I
playing.
called dibs on her from the mask. You have no right.
Man, Mask. How many years? That was like 50 years ago.
But she was so hot.
She was hot.
She was
otherworldly. Cameron
otherworldly.
Diaz, I apologize. I fuck you.
And now she has become a mask.
I tell you what, though, you made a great point, Cyrus. You said that this is like taking the point of view of a Bond girl and making a movie out of that.
But from Roger Moore's era.
From Roger Moore's era. But you know what? I'm sure somebody may have thought of that and said, you know what, that's a stupid idea, and stopped right before they even picked up the pen. They should have done that with this movie, because I didn't care for it. I don't want to see the adventures of a Bond girl.
I liked it as a conceit. That's part of what worked on it for me. There's halfway through when it went from where it started to go like, okay, well, you like Tom Cruise now, right? So we're done showing him being charming. So we'll just go to action. Is that point? I was like, so what are you doing now? It's just kind of like flailing about that I realized that's what it was doing, and it sold me back on it looking at it from that point of view, because I went, you know what? This really isn't any dumber than Moonraker or Octopussy or any of those films. It really isn't. It's no more
Moonraker's a shitty Bond.
It's no more implausible than those films.
Was set in space. This movie would have made more sense if it was set in space.
Well, I mean, you make a good point, because I'm thinking, all right, you know what? It's just turned into a spy film, and they took all that humor that I liked out before. It's still there. It's just, it's goofier and it's not working for me. But I was like, I can take it as, a spy action film. But they don't give a shit about trying to make this shit believable at all. I mean, I'm not even talking about like crazy action. They do something in here. I'm talking about just stuff that they do. Like, there's one scene where I looked at Cyrus, I'm like, what? Because they get on a motorcycle, then they cut to the outside of this building. It's a big, giant oak, thick-ass door, and they come crashing through it like they just came through crackers.
Right. Anybody who's rode a motorcycle, it takes nothing to make you fall over on a bike.
No, Tom Cruise, he can get hit by a truck, have a boulder fall on him, get hit by arrows and bullets, and even a coyote look at him and be like, damn.
Well, the spy organization says, like, hey, we've invested too much in you. And clearly what they invested in was a lot of cybernetics in him, because he's half robot. That's how he's able to do all these things.
It's the only possible explanation. Plus, he must have some sort of reality amplifier or something, because shit just totally happens in the most convenient way around him in any particular situation. Like, I'm going to open this door at exactly the right moment just by accident, and it's going to fly off and hit this other thing.
Well, what he did was he just like set his VCR to watch Commando for 24 hours on a loop.
No, pretty much, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
He's like, hey, okay, mercenaries cannot shoot, so I don't have to worry about dodging bullets.
Hold on, I have to stop you right there. Did you just say there's nothing wrong with it being like Commando?
There's nothing wrong with watching Commando on a continuous loop.
So your implausibility meter for Commando is fine.
Well, that's because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, all right?
I knew there was a flaw in there.
Yeah, there was a major flaw in the argument.
Tom Cruise, like, the first, 15, 20 minutes, he's jumping across the highway, and I was like, is this like a live version of fucking Frogger? This is the best video game movie of all time right now.
You know what? And I do have to say that there's times watching it, I did feel like I was playing a video game.
No.
I could turn it into a video game.
I did not want to get nerdy with this. I'm not talking about myself, but when I was watching it, I was thinking about a game I was playing called Uncharted, and I was thinking this is the exact same thing, pretty much. I mean, you can get shot a lot of times, and you can shoot all kind of people with no repercussions.
Well,
that's smiling.
Okay, so basically we were comparing it to a couple of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies and an awesome video game and
a James Bond movie.
Yeah, James Bond movie. It's like a full price movie to me.
Well, Cole, so let me ask you something real quick. If this movie had Arnold Schwarzenegger instead of Tom Cruise, would that make a difference? Would nothing else change?
Yes.
I just want an honest opinion.
I knew it. We love co-host.
You guys broke down the formula.
We love co-host for who he is, his demographic on the site that he represents. That's very important.
I mean, I hate to put you on the spot like this, but you hated Schindler's List. You said the thing that could make that was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Remember that?
He would.
He's right on that one. I want to see that
as a camp commandant.
It would have just been called Schindler because Schwarzenegger don't need no goddamn list. He would have just saved everyone. You don't need no list.
Yeah,
get away from those Jews.
The guy with the German accent is gonna come in and save the Jews.
I'm Schindler. Come with me if you want to live.
He just would have been Schwarzenegger. Just would have been come in the movie, just picked up handful of Jews and just eat them.
Hitler, screw you.
I'm the Nazi Pac-Man.
Feed these Jews. All they want is something to eat.
Let off some steam, Mussolini.
Don't forget to chew your food.
Forget it, Schindler. You're finished. Bullshit.
Man, I'm scared of you now, man. Cause the guy, cause I hate to say you ain't gonna like what I got to say later, but the guy who directed this, I'm looking up his name, James Mangold.
Didn't he do Copland?
Copland. He did Girl Interrupted.
Fuck you.
Yeah, he did. Girl Interrupted. But his last movie that he did was 3:10 to Yuma, the remake of 3:10 to Yuma.
Which I loved.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I tell you, some of those action scenes that I saw in that movie, I can see where some of these action scenes perform well in this because he can. I mean, in 3:10 to Yuma, that dude blew up a horse.
This is not incompetent filmmaking.
No, I like a lot of the
It's
action
very
sequences.
intentional what he's doing here, and the implausibility. They're wearing it on their sleeve. They're saying, yes, we know. You should know this is what we're playing at. And either you're going to say, I find that entertaining, or you're going to say that's fucking bullshit. And that's fine either way.
Cyrus, I agree with you.
In and of itself, the action scenes, they're fucking fun to watch. Dumb as shit, but they're creative and they're fun.
Even at the end when they're in Spain and they introduce this villain that just comes out of nowhere and before he gets, well, I ain't going to say nothing, but even when I
keep going.
No. I looked at him. I was like, even when
What were you trying to say?
Yeah.
About a Spanish villain?
At first I thought you said when they were in space. I'm like, what, did I fall asleep during that?
yeah, you did.
I thought you said it first too.
And when Jaws came out and
See, it turned into it did turn to Moonraker. You missed it, man. They went to space and came right back down again. No, they have scenes at the end where they're like, I'm thinking, okay, this stuff is going between boring action to like okay action to that's so stupid is funny action. I mean, they show like the running of the bulls and the bulls are blowing up cars and running
That
through
was
them.
awesome. Tell me that wasn't awesome.
I loved it. I was sitting up there cracking up.
That was
I
the
loved
best
that.
action
man.
scene in the film was the bulls.
A bull with a jetpack? I love that.
They should
I think
have-
I have to admit that honestly that was the one scene that really had me crack.
if they had a bull with a laser strapped to his head, it would have been a full price.
Yeah, he worked for the agency.
Sex.
He's
What
like,
do you mean full price?
Oh, yeah.
It's sex, dude.
I know a bull like pick up a laser and just shooting at Tom Cruise. And you know what? In this kind of movie, you wouldn't have questioned.
It wasn't that far from it. There was a point I could have sworn that a bull was doing martial arts. I mean, it was just for a second there, but I'm pretty sure it was doing the crane spin.
And you know what you say? You don't say that's crazy. In this movie, you say that's a badass bull. That's an evil bull. But man, look, I'm just gonna go ahead and get to my rating. Most of the time, I enjoyed the action, and I got to give it something for like making at least half a movie that I enjoyed the characters in a ridiculous sense. It's a comedy, they more than anything else, and they know that, so you can accept all this ridiculous shit. So I give it a low matinee, but I give it a matinee.
That's exactly what I give it. It's a low matinee. I mean, this is no great film. It's no super memorable film.
No.
But especially this summer, and maybe if the summer had been better, which it certainly wasn't, I would have given it a higher rating. But you know what? Hell, this is decent fucking theater entertainment for what it is. I mean, it's no worse than an old school James Bond film. It really isn't. It's a low matinee.
Yeah, I guess I have to agree with you guys, especially for me after having seen The Killers. I keep coming back to that, but that's where they had the same idea.
Yeah.
And you can say it was budget, but they fucked it up. And Ashton Kutcher, I'm sorry, you know what? It's the kind of thing where he's like, wow, I'm actually praising Tom Cruise because Ashton Kutcher is no Tom Cruise,
No.
and that's a lot of what made this movie. And you know what? It's to me, it's a low matinee. I mean, it's so low that it's almost a high rental. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is that borderline.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Here we
You
go.
got
I have to be
steam
honest
coming out
with
of
this. No,
When are you not honest?
I'm sorry, but I have to give it some more bullshit.
Oh, come on, man.
Come on, co-host.
The only thing that's saving it is I'm glad that you mentioned the running of the bulls, that whole action sequence involving them.
This is some old running of the
Tom
bulls.
Cruise's life. Yeah. But the running of the bulls, if it was just that movie, I'd give it a rental, all right? But the rest of it, I'm sorry. I just can't. I don't give a shit about this type of story anymore. I don't care about the romance at the end. It just, there was nothing new to me. It just seemed like old hat. I just could care less.
And yet you
And
gave
no
the-
Schwarzenegger.
And no Schwarzenegger.
No, it's fucking Schwarzenegger. No, sorry. Bullshit, all right? Hey, Cameron Diaz, Tom Cruise, you should know better. Bullshit, all right?
Damn, boy.
I'm starting to think co-host has built his entire review schema on comparing things to Schwarzenegger films.
Your review should be Schwarzenegger, no Schwarzenegger.
I mean, can we go ahead and give The Expendables a full price from you?
No, better than sex.
That's right, it could be better than
Hey, I'm
sex.
fair. I have to see the movie first, goddammit.
He says, I have to see the movie first before I give it better than sex.
He's wild.